some real talk. Give me some of that real talk.
Today's Real Talk, the show focused on North Carolina real estate. Justin Ckezepis, Claudia Ogrizek, not alone in the studio today. We'll get to that situation today. Always bringing friends in here. That's what you're always doing. How's the market the past week? We're coming up on Thanksgiving. We've got to address a couple of things today. You know what we always talk about, more or less. More or less active and coming soon units on the market, listed in Canopy MLS. Are there more or less this week than last? And it's based with a couple of pieces of criteria. We have to outline them. We have to set some parameters. 500,000 or less by county, looking at Mecklenburg County. Remembering, Mecklenburg County is a county with 1.2 million population. Last week, Claudia, what were we at last week?
1688.
1,688 units, under 500,000 in a county of 1.2 million population.
I know the answer comes later, but I'm going to say more.
More. So
Yes.
you say more this week than last. We'll see if
Yes.
that tracks. Maintenance Monday, you told me not to ask. I'm asking anyway. Are we having a Maintenance Monday?
Yes, later today.
Okay, later.
Yes, at the end of the show.
At another point in the show. There is a topic we're going to talk about for quite a while, and it's kind of versatile, vast, complicated. Is insurance as complicated as brokerage, would you say?
Probably. I don't know much about it. That's why we have a guest. But I would say, yeah, you have to know all the details about what you need, what you're going to get, when you're going to get, who's going to get it. So, yes, I watch a lot of Dateline, so I know insurance plays a huge part on people's decisions. But yes, I'm sure there's many details we have no idea how to navigate them. We need a professional.
Can I ask you a question without you getting offended?
Uh-oh.
It's been a while since I've done that.
I
isn't
know.
it?
Sure. Let's do it.
Do you celebrate Thanksgiving? Are you going to celebrate Thanksgiving
course,
this year?
yes.
Okay.
I love Thanksgiving.
I know.
I love it. We don't
You
have
love
it
America.
in Brazil.
You're
I love
always
America.
shouting
We don't
about
have
America.
Thanksgiving in Brazil, and I love that here in America we celebrate. And I tell people in Brazil to do it. I love the fact that you take a special day. I mean, I do think, and I'm not BSing here. I do try to remind myself how thankful I am every day. Every day. I'm not joking, but I love that we take a day to actually be thankful for all the good things in life.
Okay, so that wasn't the question that I was wondering if offends you. Here's the real question here. The biggest debate in America
Uh-oh.
as it relates to Thanksgiving is, in fact, do you prefer cranberry sauce from a can or homemade? That is the ultimate debate.
Justin, I'm going to say that after all these months, you know the answer. What do you think my answer will be? Honestly.
You're going to say homemade.
No,
You're not going to say in the can?
I don't like cranberry.
At all? No cranberry sauce whatsoever.
I don't like it.
Oh, an
I don't like
aristocrat.
it.
Okay.
But I would say I've tried both. I will say homemade. If I have to eat, which I don't, it's homemade. But I don't like it.
Will you try someone else's, or does it have to be your own?
Again,
Come on.
do you know me at all?
You go to these open houses, you do open you're the
don't
open house
like-
queen. This is,
I don't serve cranberry because it's going to stain the house. I don't like cooking. This is Kevin's joy and my joy to try what he makes.
All right, so your favorite part of the transaction these days is working with buyers. Kitchens are kitchens still all the rage for the
Of
cooking?
course, yes.
And right now with Thanksgiving,
The kitchen is the heart of the home, always. It will always be. But talking about kitchen, I don't know if I've said this here before, but I've heard it many times from many people that went from like a regular older kitchen to the open concept flat island, and they say next house they either want to have the bar height again to hide the sink and some of the kitchen, or they want a closed or kind of closed kitchen. Many people that went open concept don't want it anymore. They hate it.
back to the 90s box walkthrough,
Probably, or at
split
least some
level.
kind of or at least some kind of separation or some way to kind of hide the mess, because if they're having guests, yes, everybody's in the kitchen around the island, and they don't like some of the people that I hear more and more. They don't want people being able to look at the mess.
So the times are changing for buyers again. The trends are out. Grayish is out.
Maybe.
Is that what you're trying to say? Are you trying to let everyone know that grayish is now out
Gray-
already?
I still like it. I know I love the grayish. I love gray. I just know that you could not have like a cool bluish gray, but I still love gray.
Okay, so
It matches everything.
buyers, are they getting the top-notch kitchen that they want these days? Is that still where the market sits? Buyers, you said the buyers it's a buyer's market. That's what you said last week.
Yes. Yes.
Are they in control in this transaction these days?
I would say yes. In 75% of the situations, there are sellers that still have the power. If you have the right house in the right location at the right price, you still have all the power as a seller. But if you have not a great listing, buyers have the power. So,
And do you think that that's been fun thus far, the transition back to buyers, or how are you feeling about it? Are you okay with that?
it's my first time doing it. So, since I started in real estate, it has been a seller's market, which was tough for me because I do love listings. I'll take them all. I think I just got 2 new listings since yesterday. But I love everything about buyers. So I think I'm going to have a lot of fun now attacking listings with my buyers.
All right, so buyers, do they like new construction still?
Yes.
Okay.
I was this morning at a new homeowners orientation, but I have to say that even though I do love new construction in general for clients, and right now at the end of the year, it's been pretty good. As a listing agent, right now I hate new construction. The realtor job is a very, I kind of like sometimes like I don't know the right word to say, like kind of a bipolar job, because when I'm the listing agent, I act a certain way. I have a certain mindset. And if I am working as a buyer agent, even for the same client, I am 2 different people because I'm aiming at 2 different things. So again, if I have buyers right now, it's awesome to think about new construction because they're giving tons of incentives and closing costs and low interest rate. But as a listing agent with new construction in the area, I hate it because it's almost impossible to compete. Like you can't, right? Some neighborhoods are offering 4.5. My clients right now, the ones I was with this morning, they are getting a 30-year conventional loan at 4.5%. Builder is providing 4.5 for a 30-year loan. It's not a buy down or anything. It's like 30-year, 4.5 interest rate. Like, how can my sellers compete with that? It's impossible. So,
And what does every buyer that's getting a loan on a property need?
not every, but
No,
who
what do
would
they need?
complain?
They need insurance. That's what they
They
need.
need-
And so
well,
we're going to
yes.
talk about insurance, I think, throughout the show today a little bit
We will,
after
for
this.
sure,
And
yes.
we're on our way. We're going to come back at the end of the show. Don't think I'm going to forget. She thinks I'm going to forget about more or less. She thinks I'm going to forget. I'm not going to forget. I'm also not going to forget about the tip that you're going to give everybody to help make sure that the asset continues to grow in value
I'm
by
ready.
taking care of it. Maintenance Monday. We got to talk about that too. A lot to do today.
I'm ready.
There's more of today's Real Talk with Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis on the way from 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, our week of Thanksgiving getting started off on a nice note. Partly cloudy. We'll get up to around 70 for our Monday afternoon, and we only fall back into the low 50s overnight, but some extra clouds on the way. Highs in the upper 60s Tuesday, but we could see a couple of showers. After that, looking ahead to Turkey Day, a couple of showers possible for Thanksgiving, and then getting cold again by the upcoming weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The app with Lake Norman deals. The WSIC app is out now, wherever you get your apps.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. This Saturday, Light Up Cornelius helps welcome in the holiday season with the annual Christmas tree lighting. Downtown Cornelius presents community group performances, children's activities, a sledding hill, a model train display, food, drinks, s'mores, and a visit from Santa and Mrs. Claus. Light Up Cornelius kicks off at 4 p.m. Saturday in downtown. The Cornelius holiday festivities continue on Sunday with Christmas in Cornelius. Join us at the Oak Street Mill from 1 p.m. to 6 for a festive afternoon filled with cheer and excitement, including local artisans and small business vendors, Christmas-themed inflatables and activities, local craft brews, ciders and food trucks, a Letters to Santa station, live music and performances, and a visit from Old St. Nick himself. Mark your calendars, get your shopping lists ready, and bring the whole family to Old Town this Sunday for Christmas in Cornelius. The Lincolnton Christmas Parade and tree lighting is this Sunday. The Candyland Parade rolls down Main Street at 4 p.m. Stay downtown after the parade for Santa House, carriage rides, holiday activities, and entertainment with the tree lighting ceremony at approximately 6 p.m. Visit lincolntonnc.org for parade entry forms, information, and details. Speedway Christmas at Charlotte Motor Speedway is happening now through Sunday, January 5th. The Holiday Light Show features more than 5 million lights on a 4-mile course through the oval, road, and infield. The show also has drive-in movies on the gigantic Speedway TV. Speedway Christmas tickets and information are available at charlottemotorspeedway.com. From our family to yours, WSIC wishes everyone a happy Thanksgiving. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
It's today's Real Talk with Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis on 105.9 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Today's Real Talk, the show focused on North Carolina real estate. Justin Ckezepis, Claudia Ogrizek of Compass Real Estate, joined now by Brendan Slocumb, More Life Resources. We said we were going to talk about insurance, but it's not necessarily just homeowners insurance, right? Which is on every property you buy if you've got a loan, unless of a certain situations maybe with private money, we'll say a private loan. But if it is a loan from a big bank that you're getting as a typical mortgage that you see with a deed of trust and all this process, you're going to have insurance. But there's also these other type of insurance products that exist. I'm curious to learn more about it, something that can protect against, let's say if in an instance you die, and the unfortunate reality is we all are at some point, and you then want to make sure your family is taken care of, at least for a particular amount. I mean, to not have to pay a mortgage is life-changing as far as for the ability to stay in one place, financial freedom in essence, housing security, which is a huge conversation right now. And so I'm excited. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. I hope that doesn't freak you out, make you want to run out the door.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited.
So
Good to be here.
So give us your background a little bit. How'd you get started? What are you up to now? What is More Life Resources? We need more resources. What's going on? Come on.
Yeah. So I'm an insurance broker, and we work with seniors. We work with folks that are middle aged. It doesn't matter if you live in the city, if you live in the backwoods in the country. We're here to help you. We really try to just make sure that people have financial peace when someone passes away. I started getting into insurance when my dad passed away. He passed away at 45 years old, and he didn't have any coverage. Funny thing, when I was in college, all the time, he would tell me, Brendan, you should get into insurance. Brendan, you should sell life insurance. I sold life insurance. Your granddad sold life insurance. You should get into life insurance. And I never listened because I was in college, and I was
King
young.
Of the world
and,
over here
yeah. I thought I knew it all, and but when he passed, it was kind of it was a moment where my aunt and my uncle were telling me to post a GoFundMe on Facebook, and I was 20 years old, and I just remember I was so embarrassed, to be posting that. And I was like, why does he not have life insurance? He's been telling me this whole time to sell life insurance, but he doesn't have any. And, that's not to knock him, but I just knew that I don't want anybody else to feel this way. I don't want to feel this way. And, it's something that can make a big impact on people when the time comes, so.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Don't cry. Don't cry. It's okay.
You're going to make me cry. Can I just say something?
You can say whatever you want.
Brandon and Hannah, his wife, are my clients. And they are super young, and they already bought their house. So, I mean, of course, I'm so sorry that happened to you at a certain, oh my God, see, it messed up with me.
It's okay.
At a young age, but at the same time, I'm glad you're making something good meaning not only having a life insurance, but making sure you have something, Hannah has something, and if you decide to have kids, if they are protected. And for me, the whole life insurance thing happened not necessarily, I mean, also in life, I'm not going to talk about it, but in terms of home ownership and the realtor side of it, it came because when I became a realtor here, I, in Brazil, every time you have a mortgage, the insurance for the mortgage includes life insurance. So it's within the price of your mortgage. If something happens, if you're married, your spouse gets the house and mortgage is done.
So in
The
Brazil,
house
they
gets
require you to buy that product as part of the
it's
purchase
it's not even that
process.
you require. It's
It's
part of the
included.
mortgage. So
Wow.
it's
Wow.
not even something you have to do. It comes with the mortgage.
Wow.
So it comes with the mortgage. If your spouse dies, the survivor one gets uh, the mortgage is paid off, and if you both, your kids do. So it's automatic, nothing to think about. It's done. Period. And I realized that here, it's not part of the mortgage. So if people don't have life insurance, one passes away, the other one still gets to keep the house. But if you can't afford the mortgage, you might lose your house. So it's crazy to think that so many people don't think about it and don't have the protection. And I think that's why I wanted to bring him here, because people need to be aware how important life insurance is. At least, I always say, again, going back to my Dateline thing, at least to cover the mortgage and a little extra. Not too much, not to inspire people,
But
but
that all
enough.
depends on the product. So, Brenna, you got to help break it down for us.
Yeah, so you
share
have-
us about the product.
Yeah, you have different types of life insurance. Kind of what you're referring to is mortgage protection, which is going to be meant to cover the rest of the mortgage when someone actually passes away. So, with mortgage protection specifically, you can set the limits on it, the guidelines on it to match your mortgage. So, if you're on a 30-year mortgage, you can get a policy that's going to last that long, or 20-year, 15-year, 10-year, right? Based on your age. You don't have to qualify for it though, too. And I think that's the other thing as well, where a lot of people, not only do they not think about it, but a lot of times when they do finally think about it, they're at an age where it's tough to qualify for what you really want.
Or that health event has finally happened, and
Yep.
now they're forced to think about
Yes,
things in a
yes.
different light. And certain types of medical incidents affect the ability
To qualify.
for particular products.
What is
And
the age?
Well, so you can
Do you
qualify.
have any idea?
No, you can qualify for life insurance all the way up to 85 years old.
Okay.
It just depends on your age and your health. Those are the two things that play the biggest factor into your ability to qualify and how much you qualify for.
Okay.
I imagine, because that's like if you're 80 and you just bought a new waterfront that you just, hiked up on a $2.5 million note, and you go ahead and try to get one of these policies, right?
Yeah.
It's those scenarios of
course,
risk, right?
yes.
That
Yeah.
So as far as the process goes, though, right, for qualifying, you can do things online now, right, of just walking through. And so what are you guys doing at your agency? Give us how it works.
I would 100% not recommend someone to buy life insurance online. Do not go through an agent, to go through a broker, preferably. The reason I prefer brokers, and why we make that a point, is because we don't just have one company that we're pushing regardless of whether it is best for someone or not, right? The biggest thing is when you have a broker, you have options, and because not every provider is what's best for someone, right? And so definitely talk to someone, talk to a professional. That's the best way. We do online appointments, we do phone appointments. We'll come to your house if we need to, So however is best for you. I remember pre-COVID, I was going to people's houses and doing home appointments, and it was just easier. And I like talking to people, and face to face was cool. And but then when COVID hit, that was when we had kind of transitioned into that on the phone, FaceTime, video call, whatever it is. Just however we can reach people. That's the biggest thing.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, just going back to the kinds again. I know
Yeah.
there is. So you're saying the mortgage one.
Yeah.
Is there one just for mortgage? Like I don't need. Not that I advise it, but
So
just one to cover my mortgage. I don't need anything else.
yeah, if you don't want anything extra, you just set that limit when you are deciding on your face amount, your coverage.
Okay.
So when you're deciding on your coverage, you have options all the way up to, let's just say, $500,000. You can choose that. Let's just say that your mortgage is, $400,000, right? You just put that $400K, and it's there. And if your mortgage is, let's say, 20-year, it's a 20-year mortgage. You can also put 20 years.
And you can say this is only to be used to pay off my mortgage.
So where the term mortgage protection comes from, it's not that it's a type of term life insurance.
Okay.
So you just we call it mortgage protection because it just resonates easier with people, but it's term life. So
You're just using the life of the note to and the
correct.
amount.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's just what it's going to be used for when the time does actually come.
Okay.
But it can be used.
But it's a good opportunity for people because if they are going to move in 6 years, well, then that means you're not tied to a necessarily single product. I assume that it's got to be designed, and correct me if I'm wrong, that okay, if you're going to sell in 6 years, you can go and get the product again and move forward and whatever the premium is in your life and all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can keep going.
Yeah, and you can keep it, and you can use it for your mortgage, and whatever is left over, it would go to your beneficiaries.
Okay.
So you can use it. Doesn't have to just go only to the mortgage. You can use it to be able to leave something behind to the family.
Okay, so let's say you do the 400 that you said. Do it 400, and when the time comes, the balance is 200. So you have 200 left. That will go to your kids or
correct.
Your,
Yeah,
okay.
that would go straight to your
Okay.
beneficiaries. Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's life insurance. We had talked about this earlier. Which one's more difficult? Which one's more challenging? Which one's easier to understand? Life insurance, it's super simple. You die, it pays.
Ah.
That's it.
Simple.
You die,
Okay.
it pays. I mean, that's what it's there for. That's
And the other kinds, term.
yeah. So
and-
term life, it's temporary coverage. So that's why they call it term. It terminates. It's temporary coverage. So typically it'll last anywhere from 10 to the most I've seen is 30 years. So 10 to 30. Then you have whole life, which whole life is also exactly what it sounds like. It lasts your whole life. The coverage is forever. And there's different types of whole life. One that's more popular nowadays is IUL. It's a indexed universal whole life plan.
Okay.
That's getting popular nowadays. I've been hearing
And
that.
can you translate? What does that mean?
Yeah. So if you understand index, that's like the S&P 500, NASDAQ,
Okay.
Dow, right? So it's a life insurance product that follows the index.
Okay.
Okay. So it will grow interest. To put in simple terms, when you are paying your premiums, a percentage of the premiums is going to be there to cover your life, and it's going to be your life insurance. That's what's going to pay for the actual coverage. And then the other percentage of that premium that you're paying every month is going to be there in a savings account, so to speak, that they put in
Okay.
for you that grows based on the index,
Okay.
right? So, and it'll basically follow the index.
And then one day you can take it.
Correct.
get it
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, absolutely. And I recommend as well. It's again, talk to a professional. That's the best way to do it. When you're getting into the complexities of a product, it's important to make sure that you're setting it up the right way, so that way you're protecting your family.
It's a complicated product, but it is a unique product, and
Yes.
even framing, because a lot of it comes down to my mind, like the marketing of it, right? But to
Yes.
associate it with more like a term life policy of mortgages is a wonderful opportunity for people because the home for most folks is where their life savings
Yes.
in the
Mhm.
form of equity.
Mhm.
Just the reality we live in, that is where most of it is. And so for a family, I mean, there's got to be. Can we talk a little bit about rates, like just what you see across the board, generally
Yeah.
speaking, what is possible for people in term life? I mean, it's important for people to
Yeah,
recognize.
absolutely.
You spend a little bit now over time.
Yes. Mhm. Oh,
We'll be back with more of today's Real Talk, hosted by Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis, in just a moment on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Well, our week of Thanksgiving getting started off on a nice note. Partly cloudy. We'll get up to around 70 for our Monday afternoon. And we only fall back into the low 50s overnight, but some extra clouds on the way. Highs in the upper 60s Tuesday, but we could see a couple of showers. After that, looking ahead to Turkey Day, a couple of showers possible for Thanksgiving, and then getting cold again by the upcoming weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do.
Let's play
something, Grandma.
Became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Prioritizing your health is one of the best ways to take care of yourself. From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Are you in constant pain, under constant stress? Just need a moment away? Repeat after me. Serenity Now Massage Therapy. SerenityNowMassageandWellness.com, with locations in Mooresville and Cornelius.
Serving Lake Norman and the Charlotte area for over 40 years, Horn Heating and Air Conditioning is your trusted source to get you ready for a warm and cozy winter. Experience the feeling of Visit hornhvac.com.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. A strong start to the holiday shortened trading week. Stocks are up between 0.1% and 0.9%. Macy's is delaying the release of its third quarter earnings that had been set for tomorrow after an investigation revealed an employee had hidden more than $100 million of expenses. The retailer says the employee, quote, intentionally made erroneous accounting entries to hide delivery expenses over several years. Officials say that employee is gone and they'll now release earnings by December 11th. Sony is taking on Nintendo's Switch and is said to be in the early stages of developing its own portable console that would let you play PS5 games on the move. Sources tell Bloomberg the idea builds on the PlayStation Portal, which was an 8-inch handheld device that Sony released in 2023 that lets users play PS5 games by streaming them over the internet. I'm Nancy Lyons, Bloomberg Radio.
We're back with more of today's Real Talk with Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Today's Real Talk, the show focused on North Carolina real estate. Justin Ckezepis, Claudia Ogrizek of Compass Real Estate, joined today by Brendan Slocumb, More Life Resources. Brendan, what's the number to call? So if somebody wanted to call you and set up an appointment and chat with you, give us that phone number.
Yeah, so if you you can call 302-359-5509. That's 302-359-5509. Just give me a call.
It's just one of those where you do need to sit down with somebody. And you brought up a point earlier about going through a broker rather than just doing something on a website, right, or a simple Google search, if you would, in an automated style policy.
Yep.
I used to, at least in the mortgage space back in the day, think that, no, go direct with somebody who's with, one of the big banks or one of the major players that you see in a typical community. But then I worked with a broker on the mortgage side, and my eyes were changed. And so that freedom and really is in the flexibility of the product itself. Is your current agency? Give us the lay of the land again of your agency, because you're not doing this alone. So you do have some help.
Correct.
So what is it like internally for your agency, and give us the kind of spectrum of the products people could come across if they come meet with you?
Yeah. So whenever the way that we work is, if someone is calling in, if they responded to an advertisement. You'll speak to one of our agents. Typically, it's either going to be me or my wife because, we like to keep things in-house. So I also find she's easier to work with sometimes.
Yes.
So that's but we work together on that. And you'll speak to one of us, and, we'll be able to have a, personal consultation with you to be able to look at your situation. I always say it's not a one-size-fits-all type of situation. If you ask an insurance, agent what's best for you, if the answer is not, it depends, go somewhere else, right? The answer is always it depends because it's based on your age, it's based on your health, what are your needs, and so that's what we talk about in the consultation. Figure out what's best for you, your specific situation, because everyone's unique.
So is it just life products then? Because we've talked about
Yep,
term and
mainly
IULs,
life,
but-
mainly only life products. We do IUL, so that's Index Universal Life Plans, which is permanent coverage. We also do standard basic whole life plans as well. That's also permanent coverage. And then we'll also do term products as well. So again, just to clarify, the term products are the ones that are temporary coverage. That's what you would put on, for example, a mortgage, right, for the 10, 15, 20, 30 years to be able to cover that.
And again, talk about this one. Let's say 10 years. What happens when 10, and I'm still alive, still paying mortgage, 10 years is over? What happens?
That's it. The coverage is done. So
Do I get my money back?
In some
part of it, at
in
least?
some so it depends.
It depends. Right answer.
There's certain plans where you can get your money back.
Okay.
But again, for those types of plans, typically are going to be for someone that's younger, healthier. But most plans, most of the premise of term coverage is that it is going to terminate at the end of the coverage.
And I am assuming this one on a monthly basis, the term will be cheaper.
Yeah, generally speaking, term is going to be cheaper. That's just because it's temporary coverage. So that's one reason why it's cheaper. Another reason why it's cheaper is because it is going most of the time, frankly, 99% of term insurance does not pay out just because you tend to outlive the term.
Okay.
So, you get term insurance. The idea is to pay the low cost for the high coverage and invest the difference.
Okay.
It's a risk assessment, right? It's
Of
a
course.
risk assessment.
Yes. So now I'm going to do like a civilian question because I like doing it, because many people that might be listening, they have no idea. And I do know that people, same thing with a mortgage broker, I feel that many people are kind of afraid of calling a mortgage broker, insurance broker, because they feel they're not, good enough, or they're not going to qualify, or they don't have enough money to get insurance or to get a mortgage. So
hold on, real quick thought.
Yes.
Those are all limiting beliefs, right? The 4 limiting
know.
beliefs
Oh,
that people have.
that's right.
I'm
Yes.
too young. I'm
Yes.
too old. I don't have enough money. I have too much money.
100%.
And
yes.
so there's always every single person. If you have people depending on you, you got to have life insurance.
I know. Oh,
for sure.
I agree 100%. But let's say since we use the 500,000 price point in Mecklenburg County, right? Let's use our number 500,000, and I know it depends. So knowing that the answer will start with it depends. Let's say
We'll use a very common insurance
35
term. The average candidate.
average candidate, 35-year-old healthy person that bought a house, $500,000 house, 35 years old, right? Because then we have an average of someone. So 35-year-old,
You must consult an
500,000.
agent. Do not believe
Yes,
this price.
it's-
You
this
must
is,
consult. You must consult. You must consult.
Allegedly guesstimating. We are not giving actual. It's just to have an idea. Can you give us an idea, not official, allegedly guesstimating of how much that would cost for like the mortgage one, the term one?
Yeah. So if you're looking at a term coverage, that's going to be in the neighborhood of $400,000-$500,000. Let's just assume that. Okay, you want to assume that you're a female.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll just say that you're a female. You're 35 years old. I'm assuming that you don't smoke, right?
No,
I'm hoping
healthy,
that.
yes.
Okay,
Hits the
healthy. You don't
gym.
smoke. I mean, for that type of policy, you're probably looking at $100 to $200 a month. I'd say.
Okay, 200,
at that
100
age.
and
So,
200.
you know,
Okay,
for
so
that.
let's say, because I'm gonna
Assuming
put
that's
you
a
on the
30-year
spot.
mortgage.
Yes, I'm going to
that's-
put you on the spot. I'm like, I don't have 100. I'm going to do what buyers, right? I
Sure,
don't.
yeah.
I don't think it fits my life. Is there a way for me to get a $60 a month insurance? Can you
Yeah.
help me find something
Yeah,
like
absolutely. So you can get as much or as little coverage as you want or as you can afford is what I
Mhm.
tell people. I don't believe that insurance is something that you should, you want to get what you can afford.
this?
Because if you can't afford it, it ain't gonna do you no good.
Same thing
It's
with
just not,
housing. Don't
right?
go, yes.
Yeah, don't go broke. Don't be insurance poor,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Don't be house poor. Don't be insurance
Yes.
poor. Same concept. And so you want to get what you can afford and what you know you can do. That's what I tell people always. So
Okay.
you're never too young. You're never too old. You always have enough money, and there's never a time where you have too much money to get insurance either.
I'm 75 years old. Can I get insurance?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But even if you took the round number of, let's say, $50 a month, right? Because again, this is a point where you brought up your dad earlier. That's a very real concept.
Yes.
My dad also passed, but my dad suddenly, and so thankfully he did have some insurance. Didn't have the full thing, but he did have some at least, and so I'm grateful for even that. So to say, hey, $50 a month, if I'm willing to lessen my Starbucks once a week. Let's just say even that. That's $50 nowadays, let's be honest.
Yep.
If you're willing to give that up and that covers you on this to 50% even, let's say, of what you've borrowed and what will protect your spouse and your children, I mean, that seems like a no-brainer.
It's worth it.
This is a conversation I constantly have with my clients. It's about the Starbucks, the extra. Is it fun? Is it good? But you have to think about your spouse, your children if you have them. So if you don't have enough money on your life right now to maybe, I mean, you do. Everybody has $50. Everybody has but make the right decision. Go to Starbucks, once a week. Brew your coffee at home because you have to protect the ones you love. What's more important, the ones you love or your cup of coffee?
Yeah.
And again, it comes down to you don't think about it until a lot of times I imagine the policy and the premium that you're able to get and will pay for are vastly different because of a life event. Brendan, it's got to be a lot of time of education. It's got to be a huge focus for you. I'm guessing you spend a lot of time educating
100%.
people.
That's most of the consultation. Most of the consultation, half of it is, figuring out what your needs are. And then the other side is, hey, this is how it works. This is actually what it means, and what you're actually getting. And
okay, have another question. Since I have an 18-year-old girl, let's say she starts with a life insurance right now.
Yeah.
Does it matter? Let's say as she ages, I'm assuming the life insurance will get more expensive, or if she starts very early, let's say when she gets, let's say I pay 100, I start now at 50. A healthy 50-year-old woman, 51, I'm not lying. I start paying like 200. Yeah. She starts at 18 at whatever, 40. When she gets to 50, will she have to pay the 200 I have to pay, or she will be at a lower? Do you know this?
You're gonna hate my answer, but it depends. It depends on the type.
I don't. I answer.
Depends on the type of plan
that
she has.
Okay.
But for someone that's that young, you can go the term route. I also like IULs for people that are that young. My wife and I have an IUL. It's a great permanent coverage product. That can be also used as an investment vehicle as well. I don't sell it as some people like to call it like be your own bank and do that. I don't see it that way. It's not a get rich quick type of thing. That's not what insurance is. It's meant to protect you. But there are also tax benefits, long-term benefits financially for your family as well that you can take advantage of if you have it set up right.
Tax benefits.
We love those.
Sweet.
Oh yeah.
Sweet words.
It's a wonderful opportunity for someone to cost affordably most of the time, right? Depending on your health and depending on the amount you want coverage of, but to protect you and your family. It's an amazing opportunity 100%. In a lot of different ways. And so, wow, we're coming up on the last segment, by the way, which requires a specific answer from you to the one question I ask you every single week, more or less. We're going to talk about that. Also, Maintenance Monday.
More of today's Real Talk with Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis is coming up on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, our week of Thanksgiving getting started off on a nice note. Partly cloudy. We'll get up to around 70 for our Monday afternoon, and we only fall back into the low 50s overnight, but some extra clouds on the way. Highs in the upper 60s Tuesday, but we could see a couple of showers. After that, looking ahead to Turkey Day, a couple of showers possible for Thanksgiving, and then getting cold again by the upcoming weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. This Saturday, Light Up Cornelius helps welcome in the holiday season with the annual Christmas tree lighting. Downtown Cornelius presents community group performances, children's activities, a sledding hill, a model train display, food, drinks, s'mores, and a visit from Santa and Mrs. Claus. Light Up Cornelius kicks off at 4 p.m. Saturday in downtown. The Cornelius holiday festivities continue on Sunday with Christmas in Cornelius. Join us at the Oak Street Mill from 1 p.m. to 6 for a festive afternoon filled with cheer and excitement, including local artisans and small business vendors, Christmas-themed inflatables and activities, local craft brews, ciders and food trucks, a Letters to Santa station, live music and performances, and a visit from Old St. Nick himself. Mark your calendars, get your shopping lists ready, and bring the whole family to Old Town this Sunday for Christmas in Cornelius. The Lincolnton Christmas Parade and tree lighting is this Sunday. The Candyland Parade rolls down Main Street at 4 p.m. Stay downtown after the parade for Santa House, carriage rides, holiday activities, and entertainment with the tree lighting ceremony at approximately 6 p.m. Visit lincolntonnc.org for parade entry forms, information, and details. Speedway Christmas at Charlotte Motor Speedway is happening now through Sunday, January 5th. The Holiday Light Show features more than 5 million lights on a 4-mile course through the oval, pit road, and infield. The show also has drive-in movies on the gigantic Speedway TV. Speedway Christmas tickets and information are available at charlottemotorspeedway.com. From our family to yours, WSIC wishes everyone a happy Thanksgiving. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Now, more of today's Real Talk with Claudia Ogrizek and Justin Ckezepis on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Today's Real Talk, the show focused on North Carolina real estate. Justin Ckezepis, Claudia Ogrizek of Compass Real Estate, joined by Brendan Slocumb of More Life Resource. We've been talking about the different types of products in insurance, life insurance, term life, IUL. Brandon and his wife take care of all of this for people as far as these types of products.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so doing it locally, or where are you from here? Where are you from?
So I'm originally from New Jersey. I'm a Yankee. I'm a damn Yankee. But that's where I was born, raised for probably about half my life, and then I ended up moving to North Carolina, Charlotte, and we lived here for probably 2 years, and then we just bought a house in Fort Mill, South Carolina. So
how was your experience with your agent?
it was awful. Oh my gosh, it was awful. Bad review. No, it was amazing. Claudia, just from day one, sitting down with her, there's certain people where you meet and you're just comfortable from day one, from the first minute, and that was exactly how we felt. And so I'm glad that we have this connection relationship and be able to have that.
That's really exciting. And so Fort Mill's a great market, and so it's obviously exciting to see great vendors come through, because that's part of the transaction. We talk about that all the time, is it takes a team and it takes the right people as you're working through all this and the different scenarios you're in. Just like every house is different, everyone's life is different, and you're all at different stages.
And also going back about the whole transaction and everything, when you mentioned, the bank or for the mortgage broker, a bank or online, same thing with you, with a broker or online. And I tell clients all the time, be careful when you're dealing with an online link that you click. You have no idea who you're talking to, who you're giving your information. I'm not saying everything is, but you have like the mortgage broker. You can talk to a mortgage broker, explain your situation, and they will go after the best option for you. Same thing with an insurance broker. Can you do it online? Yeah. Can you go to AAA, I guess, or whatever, and get your life insurance? Yes. But you might be choosing one that is not really what you need.
Absolutely.
So talk to a mortgage broker
all the time.
Talk to a mortgage insurance broker, because then you can explain exactly why, what, how, right? Money-wise, future-wise, what makes more sense. But it's very important. The personal thing, I think it's, and I have a very sad story. Do you have time to share a story? Just not insurance, but mortgage broker. I had a client who had talked to one or two of my mortgage brokers, but he decided to check online just to see, and he found online, someone offering a much better interest rate. He went back to the brokers, because I said, go back and see. No, we cannot match. Like, there's no way that this is possible. Anyway, he chose the online one, and we are getting closer to closing day. No news. We couldn't hear from the the lender, no, no clear to close. And then on the morning of the closing, they said, we are not going to do it. So the morning of the closing, a house that they loved, the online lender said, yeah, we're not going to do it. So he had to go back to one of the brokers who then, for him not to lose the house, had to charge him like an expedited underwriting. So that thing of trying to save a little bit on an online that you don't know who, I think it cost just the expedited fee was like $10,000.
Sometimes it's worth to sit down and spend the time to learn from somebody who's located, physically present, right, in the market you're in.
And as you said right now, it doesn't mean necessarily the same way people that talk to me, they might not choose me, but sometimes we connect and you feel the trust. And I tell people all the time the same thing. Sometimes when they are kind of deciding, I'm like, you have to talk to me and feel you can trust me. And if you don't, you could, but if you don't have that feeling with me, you have to find someone else because this is extremely important. You have to feel a connection and feel the trust with an attorney, with a insurance broker. You have to have that, I think, human connection.
I feel the trust with you. And can you explain something to me?
Uh-oh.
More or less. That's what I need you to explain. Now you try to avoid it to the very end of the conversation. Okay, more or less, 500,000 or less by county. We look at Mecklenburg County. We're looking at Canopy MLS, the local MLS, active and coming soon. Remember, Mecklenburg County is a county with a population of 1.2 million people.
I think about it every day, yes.
And we're trying to find units under 500,000 in that county. Last week was 1,688. Claudia Ogrizek, this week, more or less?
It's more, and it's, I would say, close to 1,720.
Claudia Ogrizek says more.
Oh, my God. Am I wrong?
And
no.
you're wrong. 1,655.
No way. How?
We talked about leading up, and you actually are the one who said this. I'm surprised you went with more because you said that there's been a lag, right, because of coming up on Thanksgiving.
But I
and
thought
I feel like we've eaten up that inventory is what
but
it
I
seems
did
like.
think that now for Thanksgiving, we would have a few more because people are coming to Charlotte. Some people on holiday, some people, and again, I have a brand new listing. I had the open house Saturday and Sunday. I had people saying that they are thinking they are here already for the holiday because, and it was very interesting, one older couple thinking about moving because the kids are here, and the opposite the same way. My parents are here, and we are thinking. So we are getting the people, and because I know people are coming for the holiday, I did think we would have more. But I'm never wrong, so it's fine.
Well, there's always next week we'll look to.
Always next week.
You know
I'll cheat one day. I'll start looking before I come. I don't like being wrong. What is the number again?
1,655, while last week was 1,688. So we've got a pretty decent drop there as far as
I need
units.
a recount.
Look, I'm just reporting the numbers. Don't shoot the messenger. But the other side of this could be maybe people are making improvements and maintaining their homes in order to prepare them for the market. Maybe that, because you tell people to check and get it inspected, go through and do all the things and take care of it before you list because you want to make sure that condition, which is a factor of what you will get from a price perspective.
I'm getting email sent. I told you the new listings. I have my maintenance email being sent out today. Start getting ready. But here, because we are on a holiday weekend and I know people are thinking about the cranberry and the turkey, I'm going to go easy on people. And today I'm just going to talk about ceiling fans. Make sure, well, if you're going to put the house on the market, so let's two things, maintenance and market. Please clean the blades.
Oof.
Please, I'm begging you. Clean the blades.
Forget dust bunnies. That's dust fields. That's pretty good.
It's like every house I show, one of the first things I do, I'm like, let me see the vents, the returns, and the blades. So clean the blades. Make sure all the light bulbs work. And if you have a wobbly ceiling fan, either find out how to fix it or hire someone to do it before you have an accident. But again, I'm going easy today because it's a holiday coming up. So I don't want people worrying too much about heavy maintenance.
I actually appreciate that. So we had switched, like the big filters you can get now at like the blower.
Yes.
When we got that years ago, my wife and my son both have very extreme allergies. And so we went in and got those big filters. Well, you don't have to have a regular filter right at the end of the return. And so we never think to clean them anymore. So thank you for the reminder. I'm gonna have to look
I
up and
will,
make
because
sure.
yes, and I'm neurotic. Even in my house, even though I know I'm always cleaning, I always I'm checking the vents, I'm checking the returns, I'm checking the bathroom vents. Like for me, no, dust it, clean it. But yeah, that's all.
Brendan Slocumb of More Life Resources has been joining us. You heard the question in the very beginning. I'm going to ask you the same thing, Brendan. It's the question on every American's mind at the Thanksgiving table.
Yep.
Cranberry sauce. Are you a can guy or are you a homemade dish type of guy?
Always homemade. Always homemade. Have to be homemade by my wife.
Okay.
I'm very picky when it's not my wife's cooking.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to stop by this week and try it.
So we were talking about More Life Resources. We were talking about term life insurance. How easy is it? If someone says, look, I get it. I like the product. The price sounds point. Okay, we can work through the numbers and the policy amount. And they're honest and they're genuine when they say that they're reasonably healthy lifestyle. We'll just say that.
Right.
How long does it take to get this thing in place?
10 minutes. It's really that easy. 10 minutes. Just pick up the phone and call.
Do you ever, or do people ever need to go through like a medical exam or be kind of
Depends
through
on
underwriting?
So it depends
It
on.
depends. He hits you with the.
Depends on how high the coverage is. For certain coverage amounts, yes, there's going to be a medical exam, and they'll come in and swab your mouth and do all that. But
Really?
for I would say average home, average mortgage, for most people, there's not going to be one. No.
Yeah,
It's
someone
just-
calls.
Yeah.
I'm
Most of
guessing
the
a
time, it's
doctor.
just yes or no health questions, and just make sure you answer truthfully and
Ask me
honestly.
2
to the
questions. Let
best
me
of
see.
your abilities.
Easy ones. Go. 2 typical questions.
Are you on hospice care? Do you have
No.
congestive heart failure?
No.
Any kidney failure?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Are you trying to sign up for
easy.
a policy right now
May-
for
well,
out
of
the
course.
door
Yeah,
here?
sure.
Jeez.
Yeah,
He said 10 minutes. I
yeah,
wanna
it's
start.
quick. Yeah, it's quick.
Look, do you see this? $20.
Get started today. There it is.
I'm
That
gonna
as low
actually
as? Is that what you're
after
going
I
for right now?
leave, I'm gonna go to a gas station and I'm gonna play the Mega Millions.
Okay, that's a different kind of insurance. Don't be doing that.
Now, I do.
But I
I
am.
do
I'm
want to make
actually-
sure that I clarify this. So, obviously, you have all the different insurance types. We can get anybody qualified as long as they're under 85. Okay, we can get
Okay.
you qualified for something.
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 Okay. All right.
If you waited, listen. If you waited till you had that health condition, if you waited till you were, blue in the face and super old, we're gonna be able to help you. It might not be what you want, but
It's gonna cost you, but you can do it.
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Awesome.
And
Can you say your phone number again?
Yeah, that's 302-359-5509.
Okay.
You can also
perfect.
text that number too if you're one of those people that
Like me? Are you?
are-
You're looking at me
don't have
because
a
you know I
radio
like.
voice.
You know I like texting. Is that why
I
you're
love
looking at me?
texting.
I love texting.
I do.
It's a great opportunity again to protect your family
Yes,
in a very
it's
easy way.
extremely important. Extremely important because I wanted to say in the beginning of you never know. You never know when things will happen. So you have to be ready. It could be ready. Think of your family. Protect your assets and protect your family.
And the advantage of term life is you don't even have to own a home. You can get just a term life
Correct.
policy, even
Mhm.
if you rent property. It's about protecting your family, and that's
Yeah.
a wonderful thing. Brendan, thank you so much for sharing your
sir.
story. Thanks for hanging out
Happy
with us.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Enjoy the holidays.
Canned cranberry sauce lives forever.
Serving you better than ever before. WSIC, Statesville, W290DK Mooresville, W264CU